Welcome to the Jam Perspective. I'm Kasey Ramey and joined by members of the GM Jazz Band. We're going to start with Braedon. So, hey Braedon, what instrument do you play in the jazz band?
In jazz band, I play trumpet, and I've been playing that since middle school.
Morgan?
Hi, I'm Morgan, and I've been playing flute, and I've been playing it since middle school.
Owen?
My name OD. I've been playing trumpet since middle school.
My name's Kyle. I've been playing drums since forever.
Yeah, I'm Sebastian. I've been playing tenor saxophone since sophomore year.
Cool. I would play drums, but I don't do jazz band, so something there. What has been people's favorite thing or song so far in jazz band, either this year or in the 4 years that we've done it for some of you?
Blue Monk.
All of you but me.
That was pretty good. Yeah,
I liked Mercy this year.
yeah, that's one of my favorite songs of all
good,
time.
Mm.
I really like that one.
Fun to solo on.
I really like
It's very upbeat. I feel like it's really fun.
Well, yeah, it's real like a hopeful tone. It's like it like perfectly like portrays like a really complex emotion of like stress and like overcoming it.
That's cool.
I like Red Clay. Oh my
Red
fault.
Clay is really good.
Red Clay is really
Red
fun
Clay
to
is
play.
good.
But at the end
that
of
one's kind of
Braedon Grafton.
faster, and you can like do a little bit more stuff on it.
Oh.
And when you're soloing, there's like, you can't mess up. It's very easy.
Yeah.
Have you seen people that have messed up on that song?
No, because you can hide it really well.
Well, I've seen people think they messed up, and I'm like, you literally didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
You're always one note away from a good one.
well, everything, like every note in that section is fine too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So let's go into when do we prepare for jazz band? What does that look like? What does a rehearsal for jazz band look like? Anyone who wants to jump in on that?
I think we mainly start it once the quarter switches out of holiday band, then we jump straight into jazz if we're not practicing something else.
Yeah, and then we have some practices after school, and then plus like some of us just get together on our own too, or plus we like practice every day like individually too.
Yeah.
At Kyle's rock concerts.
Kyle's morning to evening rock concerts in the band room trying to figure out what the heck he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some people don't actually get the jazz class, so the after school practices, people have to go to those.
Yeah, I've never actually been in the jazz band class, but I've
Yeah.
like played with the band for every year.
Yeah, this year I couldn't be in it, but the past couple of years I have been.
Like, Seb's not in the class, but some days he's just there, appears at a random.
Yeah, I don't know how I
Turn
get
it-
myself there sometimes.
Turn around. Oh, hi, Seb.
It's just one of those things. Like, I'm never really in a class, but I'm everywhere in the building but in class all day long.
Yeah.
Teacher's trying to find Kasey. Where's
English
Kasey
class.
at?
I just get a text. It's like,
We know.
where are you?
We did that yesterday, trying to find you yesterday morning for mentorship.
Yeah, people just text me when they're looking for me. So, obviously, jazz band plays at Broadway dinner. What does that feel like? Obviously, that's a little different atmosphere than like a normal jazz concert. What's that go through your guys' head when you do that?
I feel like it's a very, like, a different experience because all of a sudden you think people are looking at you, but then they're not. They're mainly just focused on what's going around them, and then you're just that backward sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of there to like heighten the experience of because
Yeah.
we're not like the main thing by any means. We're just there to give them something to listen to while they eat their food.
Fill in the gaps.
Right,
Like
like
the
when
atmosphere.
when the acts close, like everyone's interested in talking to people and like socializing, and we're just like there. No one actually like listens to us, which is good.
Yeah, we're just giving them like a soundtrack. You know?
But there's always background noise, and it always sounds cool to have
Yeah,
the noise.
it-
And
it
I think
feels-
it'd be awkward without
yeah,
something.
It's
Jazz
very
is-
awkward when we're like about to play and there's just like dead silence in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like when we stop early, or you guys stop, and then the light, and then yeah.
Yeah,
Jazz is
every couple
perfect for the
seconds.
background sound.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like somebody, like when they talk to people, they don't want to just start a conversation in a big open space because then they're like, we're just those people. And then the jazz plan plays and they're like, oh, yay, a reason we can talk now.
Yeah, and like even if it's if the jazz band doesn't start right away, the room will stay silent until the jazz band starts.
We're the opening to the awkward sounds.
But I also don't think that's like the point of a jazz band, though.
No.
Like, not that that has to be said. But I think it's a useful application for Broadway dinner.
And that's the jazz band doesn't have a concert, right? They play.
We do.
We
have-
do have a couple concerts throughout the year. There's the
We do?
yeah, there's the one that got canceled that we couldn't go to, but then there's also the Jazz Fest.
Oh, yeah.
When is
Right.
that? In about a month or two?
I don't know.
I don't think we have an exact date for that one. We were just given the date for Count Basie and then the concert that got canceled.
Oh yeah, because I think this one got rescheduled too. So
Right.
there's-
So I don't think we have an
yeah.
exact date for that one yet, but we'll probably be told near it once it comes.
Yeah, but then we also go to like a clinic type thing with the Count Basie Orchestra, and it's really awesome because we get to play for them, and then they tell us how to improve, and then we go to like improvisation clinics and like section clinics, and then after all of that, we get to see them perform, and they are like the best musicians like I've ever seen in person. It was like
Yeah.
I was in a
Sounded like
room
listening to it
with
a
like
recording. It was awesome.
yeah, like a collective like 45 Grammys that they won. It was insane. Like music didn't sound the same for a while afterwards. It was the best.
What really made it the best for me was when we all went on stage. The trumpet in
Yeah.
the back kept on making jokes.
making-
It was
Really?
hilarious.
Yeah, they all brought us on stage
So
while they were
funny.
performing their last song, so we got to like be like up close to them while they were playing and look at their music and everything. It was awesome.
Was it A Train? Take the A Train?
Yeah,
That's
what
what
like
I
the
think,
song
yeah.
while we were up there. It was awesome.
Last year, their tenor sax just like gave me his music, and I was like, I don't need this, and I was like, oh, cool. So I was just like following along while they were playing, and it was cool.
Yeah, I got a selfie with the drummer. It was awesome.
I feel like that's why we took so long to leave. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's the coolest band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take photos."
Galen got to play his guitar.
Oh
The-
yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Guitar playist. What am I?
Guitar plays the guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bass player kept talking to Gabe. That was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who was the other person trying to get a selfie? Was it Xavier?
It was Xavier. Xavier was trying to get a picture, I think, with the
Piano
pianist,
player,
and
yeah.
it took forever. We almost lost him and Galen.
Oh boy. People's favorite jazz musician or band?
Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah, that's really hard.
I'm in a big like Stan Getz mood right now.
Sting Getz is great.
Yeah.
Thelonious Monk.
Yeah.
Blue Monk.
All right.
I know. At
I think
least
that's Braden's favorite song
No,
to
no,
play
no.
half
Like,
the time.
like the biggest influence for me, like onto my drumming, is definitely Elvin Jones. He kind of pioneered what he did with how like the bop drumming that he did.
Mhm.
So really, it's been like a big influence on me, and I really like what Steve Gadd played on Asia. That was like I have a ton of like a giant list of drummers I like.
Yeah, me too. My first like love like of a saxophonist was probably Coleman Hawkins. He's like the first tenor sax that was like actually consequential for like the jazz scene. But probably Kyle mentioned like the most influential musician for his drumming is my saxophonist is probably Stan Getz for that. Like I really emulate his tone a lot of the time.
Oh, and who's your favorite? Oh, you said it already. Thelonious
Well,
Monk.
I like Thelonious Monk, but also
Okay.
like Louis
Morgan?
Armstrong. Yeah, that's a good.
I don't
He's a
listen
good.
to
He's a
much
good.
jazz
You don't
music
listen.
And a
versus what you
singer.
play, but I like listening and playing the jazz because it's something different than what we usually play, like all the holiday classical stuff, and you're just like, oh, this is some upbeat jazzy stuff. It's nice. Like I like listening to jazz, but
I'm gonna say mine is Arturo Sandoval. I don't really listen to much like. I don't know the names of jazz musicians, but like Arturo Sandoval is the one that I hear and I listen to that.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you one jazz musician, but I always like to hear it live. I would never listen to like it at home or anything, but it's always cool to hear our jazz band live. On the listening of the legacy of the jazz band, obviously that's been a huge thing. That's something we're part of, and then M had done oodles with and work. And what do people think continuing that legacy of that jazz band?
It's Wait, could you ask your question again?
Continuing being a part of the jazz band, still that a jazz band is still going.
Yeah, it feels really good to be like knowing that I'm a part of something that's had like such big like ripples in the community for so long. It's like a really good feeling. I feel like proud to be a part of it and
Yeah. Like
to help continue it. you know?
Yeah.
I played in M's memorial big band, like after his funeral service, and that was first of all like a really cool, like honorable experience. But it was really cool to see like all the people he's impacted with his jazz band, and it kind of like opened my eyes to the fact that like, oh, this isn't just like a whole bunch of kids playing; it's like an actual community builder. And it's interesting.
Well, and there's even more people that he would have touched and would have even seen
Exactly.
and touched that stage
Yeah.
that afternoon on that one.
I think
But You go.
Like I think with jazz band, it has a way to connect people together. Because I know, didn't you bring Ace from a different school to come join with you?
Yeah, I had a
And I'm
friend
like-
that came from Northeast to play alto.
And I'm like, it's such a great experience. We could be like, hey, here's a band. You guys want to try something? Let's go.
Yeah, it's a great way to like communicate without like speaking.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest things you have to do is like listen to each other, so you know how to add on to other people's sounds and how to make not just like play all the cool stuff you know how to play, but make sure that they sound better. And it's a great way to like communicate with people without like speaking to them.
Yeah, like this year, one of my main focuses while we were playing was just like open up my ears, and Kyle is like really good at that. And obviously, as a drummer, he has to compliment people. I have to focus less on that as a saxophonist. But I'm not like the principal player, so I have to listen down to the rest of my section and like comp them as best as I can.
Yeah, the biggest part of like my job as being the drummer is just to make everyone else sound good. Like, it's not about like a lot of people say it's like to keep the time, but that's everyone's job. It's to make sure that what I'm playing isn't just to like sound cool. I'm not just playing like hardest, like craziest stuff I know. It's to like whatever I do has to make them sound better than it would if I'm not playing.
And you do a great job of that, because the drummer at Broadway Dinner came down and said that you and Gabe were like a good combo, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
guys were
thank you.
good this year. Next year will be interesting.
So is it-
There's inspiring drummers coming up through the music program.
Yeah, no,
Right.
they're actually doing really good. I put them onto the like my favorite book ever is The Art of Bop Drumming by John Riley, and it like I read it and I learned how to play drums. It's like along with that and some lessons, it's like
Pretty straightforward.
yeah, it's not like difficult.
Yeah. None of music really is, as long as you like put in the time and practice.
Got to be what like Tom Brady said, and you got to be what most people aren't, consistent.
True. Yeah. That's like the only separating factor. Like there's not like genetics for like how good you can play a saxophone or a trumpet. It's just like, all right.
Unless you're M. That
Well, no,
But
but
he
he put in a lot
practiced.
of time.
And he
Yeah.
did.
It
Yeah.
just
like
takes,
directly correlates to
it just
how
takes dedication.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all.
like how much you want it, you know.
Favorite memory from being a part of the jazz band at Broadway Dinner? I'm sure there's plenty of shenanigans that happens while there's a 3-hour show going on.
I just like the whole thing. I don't know, that kind of sounds like
Well,
like a dumb answer, but like I really enjoy watching everything that that they put on stage, and then like getting to share like the stuff I love, the music, with everyone too. It's like all in all just like a great experience, and I really like all of it.
I love our backstage shenanigans when we're all bored and we're moving out of our chairs to stretch, and everyone's just like, you know what, let's go run and have some free will for a minute. That was always fun.
It's usually the last 2 days, because you get to see it for 3 days.
Right? The first day you're like, oh, I want to see what they're going to put on. Like, this is going to be the most interesting part. And then after the first, like, 6 times of seeing it, you're like, okay,
Seeing how
next.
quiet we can throw a football.
How quiet can we throw a
Turns
football?
out not very.
Not very quiet at all.
Isn't that like a one catch kind of?
Kind of, but we're not great at throwing.
We're not great at throwing in a back room filled with half
Yeah.
glass, half not.
I'm in a unique perspective because I'm like in Broadway Dinner, so it's like I like have a free second and like sprint down to the jazz band and maybe play a song, and then like run back. So I don't like get to participate in the shenanigans.
Right? It's always nice to see when the Broadway Dinner kids who play in band come down in half their uniform, and half dress clothes. And
Yeah.
you're just like, well, look at you. What are
like-
you today?
Oh, a Victorian child's playing saxophone.
Steps there with a red tank top. While
Yeah,
Right, red with
There's
the red
this one
leotard
number.
and
Yeah,
shorts.
I had like a red leotard and the tightest shorts or like pants I've ever worn, and I was playing my saxophone and it was weird.
Yeah, we
The full
watched.
face of makeup.
And then we flashed the lights, and then you were
clothes.
still sitting there.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what Stebman was trying to tell me.
Right.
Someone's
I
sitting
think it was Elliot the first night. He was so concentrated on playing the piano. I think he almost missed a number or two because he completely
Yeah.
forgot. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta go."
I
There
did
was-
that last year. I ran off stage and forgot I had a vest on, and I completely tore all the buttons off because I just like ripped it. It was not good.
There was a minute left for Elliot before he realized, oh, wait. I could
Right, I think he had like a 10-second countdown, and everyone's trying to look for him. And somebody comes up and pulls him away. It's like, oops.
It just really shows how much he cares because he
Elliot?
He was,
enjoys.
he was so
enjoys it.
concentrated.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
enjoys
yeah.
playing. He didn't even realize he needed to go.
He like disappears. It's really cool to watch.
He's a really good piano player, and especially
Yeah.
for being like a freshman.
Yeah.
He's really picked up on how to
got a lot
like
of
play with the
potential.
changes.
He doesn't sound like a pirate anymore either.
No.
That's great, and that's a perfect place to add. So on all these ones that we bring, band or whatever sports teams, we want to highlight people that aren't always in the spotlight. So who would be your, obviously Elliot, or if there's someone else, who would be your person that does a great job but might not always get that public recognition?
Gabe.
Gabe, yeah,
Gabe.
yeah. With the bass players don't usually get a lot of credit, but like he's a drummer really, and then he was like, oh, I can play bass, and yeah, he can. He's really good at it.
Gabe's a drummer?
Yeah, he played in our marching band with Kyle.
Oh, I thought you meant like Seth.
I think Galen also.
Galen.
Galen was
Galen
really
too.
fun to
Oh,
sit next
yeah.
to. He was
Really
like, "How do
good.
I read this?" And he got it, and then he was.
I
so
feel like Galen gets more credit than Gabe because he's a really good soloist too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Galen is an amazing guitar player, and like for years he's played trumpet, and I didn't know he played guitar. And I was like, oh,
He played saxophone.
Well,
he played
all
trumpet. and
he
then
does
all of
with
a
his
sudden-
time now is like sit in his room and play guitar. It's really cool.
really good at it.
Yeah.
you know, he's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have one? Or you?
Or at least in jazz band this year, I was gonna put Aiden because it's his first. I don't know if it's his first year doing jazz band or it's his second, but from where he started at the beginning of the actual class to the show at Broadway, it was a big difference.
True.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. Yeah.
And he actually
He's confident.
He actually cares.
Yeah.
He really wants to get good. So
I think we all need to practice more though.
Jack.
Yeah, everybody.
Jack.
I think you're good,
Oh,
Sib.
Jack.
How many times?
Oh,
like,
Jackson
I
I don't
improved a lot.
practice enough.
He's
Jack.
He's so good. Like he went from not being able to play solo to asking to play solos.
Yeah, no, his like
Like,
I was listening
so-
backstage while I was like waiting to go on for a number, and I was like, what? Like that was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he plays like some good stuff sometimes.
Yeah, there's like a couple licks that pop out. I'm like, what? Where did that come
It
from?
was at the start of the quarter. Every time he messed up a note, he was like, "Oh,
or he'd
No.
throw his
then
mallet and
flute.
cover his face.
And now
like,
he-
just
now
try
he's-
again.
He's like confident, and he like wants to do things, and when he makes a mistake, he makes it a part of it and builds off of
Yeah.
it. You know.
At least he's not shouting curse words like Xavier when he messes up.
We're all positive. We're
Yeah.
not attacking people.
I'm not. I'm like, I find it funny because versus
cut that part out.
right? Exactly. I find it funny because for me, they both remind my brain of the kind of similar, and I'm like, the way they do their style is similar, and I'm just like, oh, when they make mistakes, they announce it. I'm like, that's cool. But like when certain people, they make a mistake, they try to hide it, and they're like, oh, just keep trying, just keep going. I'm like, that's good that they realized that they made a mistake, but they want to keep trying to be more confident about it.
And I think that's an awesome thing to see growth in any of those things, you know, people wanting to get better, people wanting to have that want. And I think you don't always see that, but I think here, our musical department and our, musical department does it all, music and then Broadway dinner and band. There are always people wanting more. What can I do better? How can I make this more exciting for myself, for others, for my peers that I'm working with?
Jillian pounds of silence.
Anyone have anything else before we wrap up our jazz band podcast?
Nope.
Alrighty. Thank you to our guests and of the jazz band and the jazz band for performing at Broadway dinner. Make it a great week and spread kindness when you can.